Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Let me check my mic here. Okay, let's try that again. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios on this 04.20.2026. Current time is 05:52 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York, southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside this Monday morning, start of a new week. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. I am Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on Rumble. And for all those other fine and great social media platforms, just look at the links in the various platforms you're on, or Google Fireman Rich and you'll see where else I'm at and stuff. We have the morning coffee here for the Monday morning coffee for 04.20.2026 at Rumble Video Broadcast. And it's good to be back, folks. Good to be back. Almost came back Friday, but had a little time off there last week, and I hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. We're busy there mowing the lawn starting Friday. Got the first mowing in, and the new deck works perfectly. A wheel, there's four guide wheels, right? They're little coaster wheels over here on the side lawn, and I said, man, this is great. It's like having a new lawnmower. And I'm coming back down, and I swing back around. I see this clump, and I said, what's that clump? I get up close. It's one of the wheels. I was like, what the hell? And I just followed the trail back, and it's such a nice cut. I found the nut in the nut in the washer. So I put the wheel back on. So other than that, but want to say right off the gate, we got an active chat here on the Rumble Studios. Legacy. This is the legacy, folks. You can tell by the things over here. And we got 7 people out of for Rumble right now. But good morning to Tina, our Jersey girl. Good morning to you, and good to have you here. And Deplorable coming in on the Twitch here. Tina coming in from Central New Jersey, our Jersey girl, and Deplorable saying good morning to Tina, coming in from Bradford, Pennsylvania. And we got Tony D. Salute to you, my friend. Hashtag positive start to the day. And Mrs. isn't up yet. She'll be up here because she hears my voice. Good, but Tony coming in on the YouTube side. And we got Deplorable saying happy 420. Yep, happy 420 to you, Deplorable. Good to have you here. And Tina saying good morning to Deplorable on the Twitch side, and Tony saying good morning to Tina on the Twitch side, and Tony saying good morning to Deplorable on the Twitch side. Tony waving on the Rumble side there. He's all over the place, my God. And Deplorable saying good morning to Tony. So we're caught up there on the chat. So we had fun mowing the lawn last week, and I even did a little weed whacking yesterday. And Tony saying good morning. Yeah, good morning on the Rumble side, Tony. Thank you. Tony checking out the various channels here. And but we got 8 people. Let's get that up 2 more. We'll start out right off the new week off white. We'll have a read ad campaign. We got 8 on Rumble, 1 on locals, 2 on YouTube. Wow. And 5 on Twitch. Wow. We got a full house here for a Monday. Wow. I guess taking 3 days off there. Of course, we took last Wednesday and Friday off for the morning coffee, and we didn't do the audio podcast. I had some real life things going on. I'm not going to go into detail, but taken care of. Everything was worked out better than could be expected. One little bittersweet moment, but that's always the case. I don't want to go into detail on that, but I did have to take the time off, and that's how I'm going to do it. I'll put a posting over on my social media feeds that if I take time off, I'll take time off and stuff like that. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. And like I said, I started off mowing the lawn, and then what did I do Saturday? Did we game? I think we gamed Saturday. Yeah, we gamed Lord of the Rings Online Saturday using. It's not no longer beta. It's known as the new Rumble Studio 2.0 canvas. And when I used it Saturday, I'm thinking, well, they got it all taken care of. There's a few extra bells and whistles there I noticed, and I ended up using it again on Sunday. Let's see, the 19th. Yeah, the 19th. We had a launching. The new Glenn 3 launched a satellite. The blue. I forget what the satellite's name is, but it was a reusable rocket that they changed the engines out. So that's a big stepping stone for Blue Origin. And like deplorables had to play Oregon Trail alone. I died. Okay, yeah. That's the Friday thing we do. We'll pick that up this upcoming Friday. We'll do that again. There, deplorable. As far as that goes, I know that was Wayne. Man, I'm going to miss Friday. We're going to be playing Oregon Trail, but no, real life comes into effect and stuff like that. I think I could have broadcast Friday, but I said I was going to take 3 days off, and I'm taking 3 days. It's good to step away. Believe me, it benefits you to step away from this live streaming stuff for about, if you do live stream, and the internet and as a whole. Now, I didn't post anything or anything like that. Was I often? No, I checked in. I looked at things. I looked. There's certain things I have to look at on the internet for my own personal use and stuff like that. But we played Lord of the Rings Saturday, which went really well with the new 2.0 Rumble Studios. But then Sunday morning for the launch, it crapped out after an hour. I know Tina was there. We came back, and if it craps out, if I use it, if it craps out, I'm not going to be using it for the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I've already decided that. I may pop up with some test programs and stuff like that this week, as far as that goes. Maybe do some Commodore stuff as far as that goes. But it crapped out then. And when did it crap out again? It crapped out. Did I just use it once or twice and it crapped out once? Yeah, okay. So I used it Saturday, it worked, and then it didn't work Sunday. So that's like it worked once and worked. That's 50%. So that's like when it was still a beta. So I'm not sure what's going on there. And it's right at the 1 hour mark. And I'm not doing anything I differently Saturday than I'm doing Sunday. So I'm thinking somebody sees Fireman Rich up there. Oh, he doesn't want to take in on our crowdsourcing. As far as giving them feedback back. As far as what do they go at teleconferencing and stuff like that for 30 minutes. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. You don't pay me, so it's in their court to fix it, and I'll still use it. I still love Rumble. Rumble's great, even though I said it sucked yesterday when I came back up on the legacy, as far as that goes, to finish out the hour. It was just before launch too. We're right at a hold too. But the rocket got launched yesterday, and that was good seeing that. And then I was thinking about coming back up later that afternoon, but I ended up taking a nap, and then I went out weed whacking and stuff. And let's see, there's Thamer coming in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Good morning, Thamer. Good to have you. Lift my morning coffee up to you, which is tasting fine. The missus bought some more raw honey, so I might have some raw honey on my second cup there, as far as that goes. And let's see, we have. Okay, we're not going to do the read ad campaign, but that surprised me that we had up to 8 people over here on the Rumble. That's good. Thank you, Rumble. Rumble rocks. Appreciate it. And hopefully they work out that last kink there and stuff, because that's the only thing that's holding me up from using it consistently. The new Rumble 2.0 canvas, as far as that goes. And Tina from Thamer saying, "How are you doing today?" To Tina there from Thamer, and so they'll work it out. They'll work. And I was looking at things. I've been on Rumble Studios for 2 years now. I was looking at something that popped up in my feed as far as a historical thing there. It's just I'm looking at this. It's the first time my first test of Rumble Studios. Imagine I had some. I don't remember it ever crapping out like it did. Um, it did now. Well, when we first started using the beta, it was like at 30 minutes, and then now it's at an hour as far as that goes. But I have. We'll see what happens as far as that goes. It's technology can be a touch and go thing there as far as that goes. So, but again, I hope everybody had a good weekend. We are back into the swing of things, starting a new week, working towards the weekend as far as that goes. And we get some daylight out there. It is cloudy. It did spit some snow. It snowed yesterday. It spit some snow, flurries. We had some flurries, and a little pea-sized hail came out yesterday. So the winter's trying to come back. No, no. But it was nice yesterday to where I did do some weed whacking in the back there, and what else? Oh, I cleared the last 2 Saturdays. Actually, this was the third Saturday. I've been working a section over there across from the on the other side of the driveway of clearing out all this lumber and stuff and stacking it and stuff and cutting it. And the missus was out whacking some bushes there and stuff. And so we're getting out there doing the Saturday morning yard work before because once the trees start giving all their leaves and stuff, and the birds are building their nests, so you can't really mess with the trees after they start building their nests. Well, you can if you want, but I'm not that crude as cruel as far as that goes. So let's see. Our current weather as we get going on the morning coffee broadcast here. We have temperature. It's you can see I got this on. It's 35 degrees. Last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it was really warm. It was 70, 80 degree weather and stuff. So spring is here, but winter just a little bit of winter is still with us a little bit. 35 degrees Fahrenheit here in the southern tier of upstate New York, and that's 1.6 degrees Celsius on the Celsius scale. And let's see, I forgot to bring up the weather tab. Where's the weather tab here? Let's see, what's the weather tab doing? Okay, that works. Let's see, weather tab. The weather tab. No, that's not the weather tab. I don't want YouTube. I want the weather tab. Oh, there's the weather. Okay. I got to bring it up here, folks. But it's been nice. It's been fairly nice this weekend as far as that goes. It's just surprising seeing here it is mid the last portion of April there we're still seeing snow. And it's not even sticking, but it's just seeing the flakes come down and stuff like that. And it's not even flurries. It's just barely flurries as far as that goes. But we're gonna have cloudy skies today, a few flurries or snow showers possibly. High of 41 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's good. It's gonna melt everything. It was flurrying a little bit when I got up, but it's not now. But it's cloudy overcast right now. As far as that cloudy, and probably looks like it's going to be mostly cloudy today. Cloudy and mostly cloudy. High of 41, winds out of the northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. And coffee's good. Excuse me. Sun will be rising this morning at 6:18, so that's in about 12 minutes. You can see the sun's already showing its rays there. Okay, so the sun will be rising at 6:18 a.m. and setting at 7:52 p.m. And it got it to 8 o'clock, and you still look out, and it's still like this. It's like daylight outside, as far as that goes. And let's see our world times and temperatures as I speak. Man, it's been a while since I've done this. Okay, we got deplorable chiming in. Okay, we got deplorable in there. I got to remember I got deplorable there along with Tina and Tony as far as that goes on the weather. Okay, world times and temperatures starting at 12:07, started their day or their new day we're on the same page here. Honolulu, Hawaii, at 12:07 a.m. in their early morning, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. A little clearing skies, passing clouds. Phoenix, Arizona at 3:07 a.m. Clear skies in Phoenix, 73 degrees Fahrenheit there. In the windy city of Chicago, Illinois at 5:07 a.m. at their time. Clear skies, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. In New York City, the concrete jungle, as I like to call it. But down in New York City at 6:07 a.m. It's 6:07 a.m. here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Clear skies, 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Down in central New Jersey, where our Jersey girl's at, Tina, 35 degrees for the high down there, 50 degrees and sunny in New Jersey. Sunny in New Jersey. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Tina. And Tony down in Warner Robins, Georgia, he's letting us know that it's currently 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Good temperature there. 76 for the high, 45 degrees for the low. Okay, Tony, thank you very much. Coming in from Warner Robins, Georgia, and then Deplorable out there in Bradford, Pennsylvania. Oh, he's got a chilly 28 degrees Fahrenheit in Bradford, Pennsylvania, partly cloudy. So you got the colder weather out there. So that's what I can be expected, I guess. And Tony saying hi to Thamer on the Twitch. Thank you, Tony. Continuing with our, let's see, what do we got? Okay, that's for the 20th. Okay, continuing across the pond, the Atlantic Ocean to London, UK at 11:08 a.m. Sunny and clear in London, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Milan, Italia, Mangia, it's lunchtime in Milan. It's at 12:09 p.m. Cloudy skies in Milan, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And Thamer saying hi back to Tony there on the Twitch. Thank you, Thamer. And let's see, speaking of Thamer, in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, at 1:09 p.m., where Thamer is at. Sunny skies with some passing clouds, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's getting warm there in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Skipping over to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia at 6:09 p.m. 6:09 p.m. in their early evening, after dinner, I guess you could say, or just it's dinner time. There are thunderstorms. So what's surprising about there? There's a lot of thunderstorms in Kuala Lumpur this time of year. 79 degrees Fahrenheit there. Over the skies of Tokyo, Japan at 7:10 p.m. Little clearing with some passing clouds, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And down under on the great continent, great country, and great friends and allies to the United States, Australia is in Melbourne, Australia at 8:10 p.m. Clear skies, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Sydney, Australia at 8:10 p.m. in their evening, 66 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy skies, and those are world times and temperatures as I speak. So it's good to get to see what the temperatures are as far as that goes. We do have a thought for the day, and it comes from our good friend Waldo. That would be Ralph Waldo Emerson, a great American essayist and philosopher, lecturer. I knew this guy very well when I was taking my English classes when I was through the University of Maryland. Okay, let's see. Where is it? And his quote and our thought for the day goes as follows. Life is not measured by its length, but by its depth. Life is not measured by its length, the time-wise. I think we all do measure by its length, but it's measured by its depth. So what did he mean by that? I'm thinking depth. What did he mean that? Maybe substance? What kind of substance did you have in your life, maybe? But Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote means that the true value of life is found in its quality. Okay, substance quality, the quality of your life, its impact, its richness and experience rather than just a number of years. What did you do in your life? Who did you have an impact on? Um, as far as those, there's many things. There's a lot of aspects. It's just not the length of years, okay? Because there's people that that have passed before us that had minimum years, less years than what we have right now, but they had an impact on our life. So it's encouraging living with purpose, passion, and deep connection. You got to have passion in this life. If you don't have any passion, I don't know. I can't help you. As far as prioritize meaningful experiences over mere existence over a long time. Just have a full life, experience things and stuff like that. So that's a good quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. We thank him and we say God bless and Godspeed. Our national day, wow, they changed this up a little bit. Wow. Okay, we got National Lima Bean Respect Day. Yeah, the lima bean doesn't get respect, but I tell you, lima beans and salad are pretty good. I like them. We've got National Volunteer Recognition Day. We should recognize that volunteer. They're taking their time to do something that's good. National Lookalike Day. I guess that's for the twins. We have National Cheddar Fridays. I like some. Those are the loaded fries. You put all that stuff. That seems to be the new craze now, or has been. But no, we're gonna go. I like this one because I like pineapple. We're gonna go with National Pineapple Upside Down Cake. Who doesn't like a pineapple? Man, that does look good. Hashtag pineapple upside down cake. That's what we're going to have. I know Tina likes that one. National Pineapple Upside Down Cake on April 20th. This celebrates a sweet cake that contains pineapple. We had pineapple the other night for our dessert. I think it was Saturday night. And as far as that goes, and Tina, I know she was going to say, she says yes. Yeah, we had some. We didn't have a cake, but we had the pineapple, and I love pineapple. Americans have been enjoying the springtime cake since the early 1900s, when many cakes were made in cast iron skillets. That's the old way of doing it. And there's Tim Fan 48. Tim Fan, how you doing, Tim? Coming in from Michigan on the YouTube side, and Tina's laughing at the cake thing. Good morning, Tim Fan. Glad to have you here, my friend. Let's see. The bright quality and simplicity of this cake announces spring with a flavor. Yeah, just eating the pineapple reminds me of springtime. And let's see. Upside down pineapple means swingers. That's a laugh. Okay, I didn't know that. Is it one of those things? It takes a swinger to know a swinger, Tim. Means swingers. Okay. I didn't know that. So I don't know. You know that. So I'm wondering if you know. Never mind. And it can even be made in rekins and served individually. Pineapple upside down cake also makes a terrific presentation for teas and brunches. It's a good little. It's not really a heavy cake, I guess. It's very sugary, with the pineapple and stuff like that. So today go out and get some pineapple and make yourself a pineapple upside down cake. As far as that goes, I like pineapple upside down cake. My mom used to make that. As far as that goes, and it was in a pan. It was like a flat cake, putting the pineapple over it with the and glaze. As far as that goes. Oh, you learned it from the internet. Oh, the University of the Internet. Okay, you learned it from the internet. Yeah, but why were you searching something along that subject matter? Never mind. Okay, so there's our National Day. Tomorrow, it'll be a week before we do an audio podcast. Tomorrow is our second Tuesday of April, so we'll be doing the Mixcloud broadcast over there on mixcloud.com/Richard M. Roberts tomorrow. And where I present 8 songs over on Mixcloud for the Tioga Radio Show. I have fun doing that. And Tina says we're going left. No, 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 no. We're staying in the center, Tina. I like staying right in the center. No, um, just making it funny. That's all. Don't read into it. You guys known me long enough. You know where I stand on that. I'm right down the center, conservative. So let's see here. So tomorrow will be the Mixcloud broadcast, and be good doing that. And I tell you, the last week when I took those 3 days, the 3 days, we got we got some stuff done. I'd like to share it with you, but I decided not to because it's a little bit too personal and stuff like that. But things were going, and let's see. Deplorable says I'm judging. Okay. Uh, I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Right. Um, so the 3 days off was good. Like I said, I almost came back Friday. I said, no, let's go ahead and take that day off. And I had fun playing around with the lawnmower last week. So it'll be good doing the Tioga Radio Show. Let's see. And it's most the genre is mostly rock and roll. It's 8 songs and stuff like that. And I've talked about him before. And he passed away in February. Bill Elders. I always it's my reminder uh, that I associated with a good man when he was still here on this earth. There, Bill Elders. So I remember him well, and I think I'm going to continue doing the Mixcloud as far as that goes. Because I want to broadcast some of his old Mixcloud shows and stuff like that. I still have that on on the burner here and stuff like that. Not the back burner, but it's on the front burner and stuff. I just got to find the time as far as that goes. There's always trying to find a time to live stream. It's because I don't want to live stream too much as far as that goes, but I don't want to live stream too little. So you got to find that middle, that center as far as that goes. So tomorrow we'll be doing the Mixcloud broadcast as far as that goes, and let's see what else. We get to sports. We got a lot to talk about sports. It was a good sports weekend as far as that goes. A lot of good competition there when we get to sports. But we're going to go do our history here, and we're moving a little fast. Am I forgetting something? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Let me see. Let me check my. Let's see. No, I'm not forgetting anything. Just moving right along, which is good. It's also good knowing that I don't have to worry about the broadcast crapping out at 1 hour. It's like is it going to do it or is it not going to do it? I don't like that sensation when I'm broadcasting with. So let's see. Let's set up for 100 years ago with Roger Luther on Fox 40. So let's see. Hang on. We'll bring that up. Let me take this down. This seems like there was something else. I guess it's not. I usually talk a little. Let's see. Let's bring this down and then let's go to present. Just bringing up the present is a little bit more fluid on the 2.0 than it is on the legacy. That's the one thing I like. I do like it. They squared that away. It's a little bit nicer. Okay. And hang on for a minute, folks. What's going on? Is Jack being chased? What's up, Jackie? Huh? Oh, Bug is chasing Jack. Cats are at it here. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Let's go to present, and there it is. 100 years ago with Roger Luther from Fox 40. He is the Broome County historian. Actually, I should show Wednesday. No, we'll just go with this one. No, well, I didn't do Wednesday. Now we'll just do this one. This is for Friday, April 17th, and um, I was just thinking of that now, stuff like that. But I have it already set up for this one, so we'll go ahead and full disclosure, no affiliation with Fox 40. I don't work for them. I just consume and like looking at their webpage for the news and information for the local area. But this gives you a perspective of what it was like 100 years ago here in the southern tier of upstate New York. So here we go.
100 years ago today, the Endicott Johnson Maternity Hospital and Medical Clinic moved into its new 3-story building on Clinton Street yesterday. The Binghamton Society of Fine Arts is planning to hold drawing and painting classes in the public library. Binghamton artist Frank Taylor Bowers will be the instructor. Large crowd is expected to attend the meeting of the Common Council Monday night to protest against the passage of an ordinance permitting the showing of motion pictures on Sunday. 33 immigrants are ready to become citizens at the next session of the Naturalization Court. Most of the candidates are Italians and Czechoslovakians. And finally, St. Mary's Home will be closed to visitors tomorrow due to an outbreak of measles. That was the news, April 17th, 1926.
Wow, still have the outbreak of measles there 100 years ago. And St. Mary's Home will be closed. So I think, I don't know, the church is there, St. Mary's, but 33 immigrants were ready to become citizens. That's the way they did it, the old-fashioned way of doing it, the legal way, instead of just coming into the country and stuff like that. And there is if all around upstate New York, it's a predominantly Italian Italian culture and stuff like that. Czechoslovakian it's a mixture. I can honestly say, I would say upstate New York is as diverse as say New York City is and stuff like that. But let's see, a large crowd attended an expected Common Council, a passage against the ordinance showing movies on Sunday. So that's the blue law, the so-called blue laws back then. And the Endicott Johnson Maternity Hospital and Medical Clinic moved into a 3-story building, Clinton Street. I think that was Clinton. That's in Binghamton, Clinton Street. I don't think there's a Clinton Street in Endicott. I don't know. Let me check. Is there a Clinton Street? Clinton Street. Clinton Street in Endicott, New York. And Endicott, New York is the birthplace of IBM. No, that's so why do they call the Endicott Johnson? It's in Binghamton. Yeah, it's in Binghamton. Clinton Street is in Binghamton. So I don't know why they call it the Endicott Johnson Maternity Ward. Because they had there's a hospital in Endicott back 100 years ago. It's not there anymore. So seems like it's a little tame 100 years ago as far as that goes. So okay, let's see. And Deplorable says they were deported way back then. Yeah, well, I don't, I look back of all the history I've read and stuff like that. You didn't hear about the deportations and stuff like that because we had massive amount of people coming in, especially through Ellis Island. If you ever look at the history of Ellis Island, there was a lot of people. We had our doors open, but they were registering people. They were processing people. It wasn't just, oh, come on in and do whatever you want and you can go here to get free stuff. No. That was doing it wrong over the previous administration. Of course, the president, in my opinion, was asleep at the wheel and stuff like that. But that's for another discussion. And let's see. And Tina says yes. Grandparents came over, lived in Manhattan. Yeah, the same thing. I think my grandparents they were kids when they came over with my I didn't know my great grandparents and stuff. But they were proud to be in, and then they assimilated. You still had the culture, but they assimilated being Americans, and they were proud to be Americans. We have people in this country, um, I hate to say, that are in this country. They don't like this country. Well, if you don't like the country, get the f out. You don't belong here, as far as that concerns. And if you're protesting, you're waving anything other than an American flag. I don't want to hear it. I had this discussion came up. Well, just a little bit, me and the missus and stuff. I was saying about I always thought I had a lot of Irish history in me and stuff like that, but it's more English than Irish. I thought my grandfather was English. The descendants, I guess, are descendants and stuff like that, which is people that put emphasis on the descendants. You know what? Yeah, it's fine. I that's that, but it's not. It is it important to me? It's it's not that important. It's important because I'm here because of them. Okay, that's the importancy. I don't frown on that, but to make it a big deal that I'm I'm an Irish or English. No, I'm a freaking American. I was born in this country, and the people that want to come here and work hard and stuff like that. I'm for you guys. I'm for you to become Americans, but you want to be American. You don't want to come in here and be pick up where your country your previous country. So bring your culture and stuff like that. But you got to remember the values of America are the freedoms that we offer here. And if you cannot assimilate, what happened? Oh, we're a mixing pot of things and of cultures and all that. That's what makes America great. But one culture is not over the other culture. It's America first, okay? And if you can't get that, get the frick out of the country. We're celebrating 250 years of history in this country. We have some believe me, we have some black marks in our history, okay? And all I have to do is bring up the Civil War, okay? And there's other wars and stuff like that. But let's keep it in perspective, please. And as far as that goes, I'm trying not to be preachy here. So, and hey, Farmer, good morning, coming in from Virginia, the Commonwealth. There, good to have you here. Love the flags. God bless America. We're just talking about America. I'm a person that America first. There, my friends. I can't see who that is. It's so small. It's like a pinprick. And Murka. What's Murka? I don't know what that is. Deplorable. And double J's. And I am a freaking global citizen. How you doing, America? Yeah, yeah, that's what you want. Your home country is India. Okay. Double J's, glad to have you from your undisclosed location. And you're a world traveler. Yeah, you're a global citizen. But and I know I have disagreements with you. You have disagreements with me, but it's a matter of discussion. We agree that we disagree. But let's see. Tina saying good morning to Farmer, and Tina saying good morning to Double J's. And Double J's is he's a world traveler, and I respect his perspective because he's from a part of the country that he's from a country that I've never. It's I never really thought about until after getting out of the services. It wasn't a major part of the world that had influenced me, but because we're over, I guess, the United States, the wars we had in the Middle East and in Afghanistan and stuff like that, you start learning about. Hey, good morning. Morning, everybody. And the missus is up. She says, "Good morning to everybody." A blanket thing. So. But individual countries, you got to respect their cultures and their laws and stuff like that. But don't try and change the country to be the country that you came from, as far as that goes. And that's happening over in Europe, in the European countries, because they allowed all the illegal immigrants in. And I wish the illegal immigrants to be healthy and whatever. You can come here legally and stuff like that. But when you come in, like I can't just walk into, let's just say if I wanted to cross over the border there from Pakistan into, well, even if if I could get into Pakistan, if I was just to walk in or fly into India and say, yeah, I'm just here to walk around. No, you got laws. You got to obey those laws. It's to keep civil order. or else you have chaos. Chaos is bad, folks. Chaos is bad. You don't want chaos. And sometimes it takes strength to overcome that. And I think that's what's being displayed over there in the Middle East. Not to venture off onto that subject, folks. I'm just saying, but there's something going on over there right now that hopefully it might make the world a little bit more peaceful and stuff like that. Um, which the last time I felt that was when the Berlin Wall came down, and it's like, whoa, the Soviet Union collapsed, and it's like, hey, the world is a little bit more safer and stuff, but it isn't. Let's see. It happens here, state to state. Virginia was once a nice place. Now it's not. Yeah, and that's because of the politics. The politics gets mixed in there, and that's a bad thing as far as that goes. I know it's a beautiful state. I've driven through the state there, deplorable, and it is a beautiful state. I know. I'm sure the people are great people and stuff, but it just takes a few people to sort of muck it up and stuff. And you have a governor down there that mucked up things real. She wasn't really truthful. She campaigned one way, and now she completely turned and stuff like that. And that's an ongoing battle, as you well know, as far as that goes here in this country. But that's what makes this country so great and resilient compared to other countries. Um, do we have an immigration problem? Yeah, we do have an immigration problem. Is it as bad as over there in Europe? I tell you, I'll take our immigration problems over Europe's immigration problem, because that's a shithole over there right now, as far as Europe, what I've been seeing in the news, and as far as that goes, and people that have been over there that I've talked to and stuff like that, it's not pretty as far as that goes. So let's see on other history, because we're getting sidetracked here. It was in 1912. Fenway Park opened, and that's the baseball field the Red Sox play in. Opened as a home field for the Boston Red Sox baseball team. In 1916, the Chicago Cubs played the first game at Wrigley Field, known as Wrigley Wrigleyman Park, before William Wigley Jr. He's the chewing gum manufacturer. There's a good story in that, the way the Wrigley Chewing Gum Company came in. There was a big push on chewing gum back in the day, but he bought the Cubs baseball team and renamed a stadium after himself in 1916. Um, what's this? Billie Holiday in 1939 recorded what was thought to be the first civil rights song. Oh, that's interesting. Strange Fruit. That's interesting. 1972, Apollo 16's lunar module landed on the moon on this date, and I remember watching those moon missions. They were pretty good. And professional basketball player in 1986, Michael Jordan set an all-time record for points in NBA playoff games with 63 against the Boston Celtics. I think I watched that game. Oh, I know what we did. We didn't talk about sports. That's what we got. We got to do the sports after this. Let's see. Double J's is the first. Only reason I'm so critical of India is because I've seen outside the world and wanted to see at par with other places in the world. It's got potential, but it's been destroyed, and I can't stand. I agree with that. You have to go outside your country to appreciate your country, and I think that's one thing. When I was in the service, I got to see other countries. I appreciated my country a lot more. There's a lot of people here that are protesting and stuff like that. They don't realize how good they have it, and I agree 100% with that sentiment. I wish India was, because I've never. I'd love to be there, Double J's, and it would be great meeting up with you in India, having a coffee or something. As far as I think that would be great, because I know you I understand that statement totally, and but you're seeing other if you have an opportunity to travel, I tell you that's an education in itself, as far as especially seeing other countries and stuff like that, and you're able to do it safely. So and you still have a love for your country of India, and I see that passion and stuff like that in that statement. So and and exactly, Rich. That's why I watch your stream. You're not the average American. Um, I would say you'd be surprised how much I am the average American out here in the rural area and stuff like that. The city, the people look at the people outside this from other countries look at the United States. They see Los Angeles, they see Chicago, they see Las Vegas, they see New York City, and they think that's all there's a lot more to it. And I'm sure there's a lot more to India. You tell me, it's probably and there's aspects of my country I can say is a real shithole. Okay, this country is not perfect. No country is perfect. So, but I appreciate that compliment. You're not the average American. No, I just I think you find the way my outlook. You'll find that in most people that are in the military, as far as that goes, because the military really molded me and gave me a chance. Because my 20 years in the service, I spent 13 of that overseas, and I don't that's an important part of my life, being able to see that. And you know um, Europe was fun, and Italy was great. I loved Italy, and but there was aspects of Italy. It's like, wow, this is still ancient. Aren't they coming up with the modern? Especially when I went to Sicily. Sicily, they're like 50 years behind at times and stuff like that. But that's because of their culture and stuff like that. But it's their country. That's how they want it. But yeah, let's see. But the thing of it is, I think you have to be critical of your own country to be able to love your country. I think that's a sign of that's my take, because I'm critical of my country, because let's just say that most of the people look at this country and they'll see it and they'll see it's all about it's more than politics. I'm a Republican conservative, and I live in one of the bluest states in the Union, New York. I don't bring politics up of where I live. I love it here. The local politics it's a concern with the people and stuff like that. And you were lucky. Change your whole perspective compared to Americans who have never been outside, and Canada and Mexico doesn't count. Canada, maybe. Mexico may count, because I've never been to Mexico, but there's some stuff I've been told about Mexico. It's just like, really? They do that? Mexico would be foreign to me, I guess, even though we're on the same hemisphere as far as that goes, and as that aspects. I don't know about Canada now. I don't know. They're anyway. Okay, let's see. Let's some more history here. What do we have here? Uh, let's see. 62 years ago today, Andy Serkis, Serkis, a very special actor. Okay, and you probably wonder, who did he play? Was born. Serkis, Lord of the Rings fans will tell you that Gollum is the only is of the three most important characters and he is Gollum is, and Serkis portrays and vocalization of the crawling maturities, recovering the ring. He played. I guess he played. He did the vocals for Gollum and stuff like that, and he also did captured. He also played King Kong. So he's a voice actor. Oh, he's a talented director also, by himself, contributing as a director of the second unit shooting The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit when director Peter Jackson was working on location elsewhere. So he was part of he also directed and starred in the film Legends of the Jungle and sequel to Venom, titled Venom. Let's begin. So happy birthday to him. Okay, in other history, let's see. Let's see. Double J says all Americans I have met outside in the world are really nice people. They are open minded and really, yeah, um, because they're traveling and stuff like that. And I'd say I don't think I met any when I'm overseas. It's always interesting to interact with the other people and stuff like that. And that's the one thing about this thing I love about the internet. You can interact with people from other countries and try and understand if they're not trying to. I don't want to, unless they're trying to scam you or something like that. So you know what I'm talking about there. We got the scammers and stuff like that on the internet, but it's good to because Double J's. I think we've known each other, and um, Thamer. He's another individual there from a country that I almost went to, but I didn't. I wasn't able to, and stuff like that. I wasn't chosen to go when we're kicking Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait and stuff like that. There was a number of people I worked with when we were over in Italy that went to Saudi Arabia before that operation went on and stuff. And but it's nice. Some my fondest memories of traveling is working with the Italian nationals, the Japanese nationals, the Philippine nationals that I worked with in the fire department, stuff like that. Good people, very good people, as far as that goes. Let's see. In 1812, the fourth vice president of the United States, George Clinton, died in Washington at the age of 72, becoming the first vice president to die while in office. Okay. And let's see, what else do we have? I think that's it. We're going to go to sports. It was on this day in 2023, SpaceX giant new rocket, the biggest and most powerful ever built, the Starship, the SpaceX Starship, exploded minutes after blast off for the first test flight from the Texas launch site and crashed in the Gulf of America. They say Gulf of Mexico. It's the Gulf of America. The nearly 400. They're supposed to have a flight this Wednesday, but it's been put off to Wednesday, as far as or till May, mid-May, as far as that goes. And Double J says, "Yep, Desert Storm is huge. Surprised you didn't go, but know why you didn't explain." Yeah, that was I was more. I was a station captain as far as like I was the station captain took care of everything on the shift and stuff like that. I was the sort of like the foreman as far as that goes and fill in assistant chief and stuff like that. And I guess they they took the plus the if you had a family, they were a little hesitant about sending you, I guess. Because all the guys that went, they were all single, well, except one guy. One guy, he was married, but he didn't have any kids. Even though I was told that wasn't it, but I just looked at everybody that was going from our department. But I'm sure there was a lot of people there that did have families and stuff like that. That especially the other branches and stuff. But my assistant chief, he did not want to let me go, and I said, "Okay, I have to live with that. You're the boss. That's you do orders and stuff like that." And there was a lot to do there at Aviano. It was a busy place during that time. Um, that's the closest I ever come to war, I guess. I have two nephews that were actually over there knocking down the doors in Fallujah. They were embedded with the Marines as Air Force security officer. They were in the security, but they were embedded with the U.S. Marine Corps when they were in Fallujah, when the American forces were going into Fallujah in Iraq. And I just, God bless, they're back home and stuff. And as far as that goes, but it's just odd that uh, the winds of war, I guess. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about sports here. I got to talk about sports because there's a couple things. We had some baseball action this weekend. I'm not going to go over last week's, but let's see. Going Saturday, the Yankees beat the Royals 13-4. All right, Yankees. And let's see, the New York Mets on Saturday, they did not play. Okay, and yesterday for Sunday, the Mets, they lost to the Cubs 2-1, and the Yankees did not play. They took Monday off. Today, the Yankees, are they playing? No, there's only 2, 4, 6, 8. There's only 10 baseball games today. So let's see. The Yankees and Mets are not playing today. Okay. Tomorrow, Yankees and Red Sox tomorrow at 6:45. There's a game. That's always a good game right there. And the Mets and Twins at down there in Queens will be playing tomorrow at 7:10. So they'll be picking up baseball play tomorrow. Let's see, NHL action. Let me tell you about this. I should have watched this whole game. I watched about the first period. Um, the the uh, the Buffalo Sabres are in they're in the playoffs. Yet last night was the first game, and the Buffalo Sabres won 4-3. They're playing up in Buffalo. I watched the first. Bruins scored first, and let's see, the second period there was nothing. Oh wow, Buffalo Sabres, they scored all 4 goals in the last period. Oh my god. Sabres beat Bruins with big third period comeback. Wow, that is huge, folks. That is huge. Let me see if I bring up this article here. Let me see. Hang on for a minute, folks. Okay, let me bring this up. This is on Buffalo's number one for country, new country. That's Country 106. And let me go ahead and bring this up here. Because we definitely have to talk about this. We got to talk about this. This is big playoffs. They have not been in the playoffs for like 15 years, and now they're the first time to the playoffs in 15 years. Okay, there it is. Buffalo Sabres pull off epic comeback as far as that goes. And what happened is the start of the first playoff game in 15 years in Buffalo, New York, wasn't the way Buffalo Sabres fans were hoping it would start. The finish was exactly how they wanted the game to end. Buffalo Sabres come back to win the NHL playoff game, first to seven games. It was almost 15 years since the last NHL playoff game in Buffalo was played, and fans had to wait a little longer and then they hope to see the first goal from the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres were down 2-0 in the third period. That's the last period, to the Boston Bruins, a big team, a good team. Heading into the third period, excuse me, it took more than half of the third before the Sabres would finally put a puck into the back of the net, and then an avalanche of goals came afterwards. Tag Thompson scored the first goal of the NHL playoffs for the Buffalo Sabres with less than 8 minutes left in the game. So they scored 3 more. Thompson would score again to tie the game 2-2 before Mattis Samlis would score the game-winning just a couple minutes later. My hat's off to Buffalo Sabres and Bruins continue to play. So a great let's see. Let's see. Double J said, "Been training all day, every day. Did you ever want to be in action or mix it?" On that comment, Double J's, just to give you an answer, if they'd send me, I'd have to go. It's not. I guess I'm not the one to say I wanted to go. I guess I would have liked to go, but it was one of those things. It was explained to me, we need you here, and it's like, okay, I can live with that. You know, I just accepted that. I didn't have any hard feelings or anything like that. Just my sense of duty. If this is what you want me to do, I'm going to do the best I can do. That was my persona as far as that goes. It's just I didn't want to go. You know, it's just if there was a need to go, I would have gone, no problem. But as far as going into war and stuff like that, because you have to have, you know, it's one of those things. I remember as a kid, I was, what, Vietnam War, I wanted to join to fight. No, you start hearing stories, and you start hearing people talk about what it's like to be in action. Even though the younger of my two nephews, he said, "Yeah, we were banging heads over there with the enemy and stuff like that." And it's just like, no, you can get killed. There's some people that I mean, I know some firefighters that just the exposure of what they experienced when they were over in Iraq, the desert disease that they were killed from exposure. It wasn't from a bullet; it was from years later, but of the burn pits they had over there and stuff like that. So but congratulations to the Buffalo Sabres as far as their win. That's really great as far as that goes. I'm excited. They're one game up from the and Boston Bruins. They're a tough team, folks. They are a tough team. So they won last night. Let's see who else is in the playoffs. Let's see. Just look at game one. Game ones. They had all game ones yesterday. Sabres. I don't think the Islanders or no, the only New York team that's in the playoffs is the Buffalo Sabres, and they play tomorrow night at 7:30. So I'll be watching them again, and that's in Buffalo, as far as that goes. Um, let's see, what did Double J says? Oh, okay. Just want to know my thought process. No, my sense of duty. If if I was told to go over there, it wasn't. I don't really consider myself a soldier, even though I guess some of the younger guys that I trained and then when they grew up, they went up through the ranks, and when I got out, they ended up going to Afghanistan. I got pictures of them. They're all wearing sidearms. I guess everybody had to carry a gun in Afghanistan, so I guess you were. So I never really considered myself a soldier. I always put those people that were in battle as a soldier a little bit higher. Like my brother was a Marine, and he actually saw some action from what we've been told as far as on some side things down in Central Africa. I didn't realize we had Marines down in Central Africa, but Africa's. We don't know a lot of shit that goes on in Africa, but there's some that's a big continent and stuff like that. But at any rate, yeah, that's always good. Double J's. Yeah, if I had a sense of duty, if I would have gone, I would have done my job as far as what I was trained to do and stuff like that. And you're trained to. Even though my job was a firefighter, you were trained in weapons and stuff. I had no problem shooting an M16 or well, they changed it from the 30. The sidearm used to be when I first went in was a 38, and then they had the 45. No, not the 4, the 38, and then he went to a Beretta. I think it's now I think it's a Glock or something like that. I don't know. I'm not really a gun guy and stuff like that, but I was pretty proficient on M16. I've got my marksman. Let's just say if you're going to shoot me, I'm shooting back at you and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to be hiding in my hole or something like that, but I have great respects for those that have been in combat, extreme respects as far as that goes, and stuff like that. So so it's always good to know and stuff. I've been out longer than I was in, so it's one of those things that I look back on it. I would have gone, but your action when I was single, I was like, yeah, send me wherever, because I drop of the hat. I went over to Sicily for temporary duty over there when they were opening up a ground launch cruise missile base on Sicily, and that's when we're still battling the Soviet Union. It was a whole different thing. Now it's a whole different dynamics now. Some of the stuff that's going on right now, I would have never fathomed back in the day. It's just like that. But I'm just glad this country, the United States, and other countries are strong, and as far as that goes, got to all live together here on this blue marble. This is the only planet we have until we can colonize Mars, if that's ever going to happen in our lifetime. I don't think it will, but maybe eventually. You never know. You never know. Let's see. Okay, so that was hockey. I'm getting sidetracked here. So the only team we have in the playoffs going on is this Buffalo Sabres. We want them to win. Buffalo Sabres, go Buffalo. We did have some United Football play. Let's see, Louisville beat Houston Gamblers. Wow, okay, that's good. Dallas Renegades, they lost to Columbus Aviators 28-14. Wow, that's something. My St. Louis Blue Hawks, they lost again. They lost to DC Defenders 28-22. And Orlando Storm beat the Birmingham Stallions. Wow, that is something. And let's see, deplorable. Let's see, except Cowboy fans don't want to live by Cowboy fans. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's something going on. I think the football draft, I don't get into the draft, but I see in the news it's going to happen here. The only other thing I have to talk about is the other football, the Manchester City Football Club. They won a historic game yesterday. They beat number 1 Ansel in Manchester City 2-1. I watched that game. Oh my God. That was a good game. So they're 3 points behind Arsenal in the Premier League. And that was a very good game as far as that goes. And let's see. Yeah, it was unbelievable. You had the last goal. The second goal was made by Harlan. He's I think he's either he's Norwegian or something like that. He looks like a Viking. But he's a great Manchester City. He doesn't move around that much, but they won in full time 2-1, and that's a big win. Arsenal hasn't been winning that much of late. So so we say congratulations to the Manchester Blue. And again, I'm a Manchester City fan. I like Manchester City, and a good fan of theirs and stuff like that. Okay, I see that we're at an hour and 9 minutes, so I guess I talked enough that we got to 1 hour. Go ahead and take a break here. I think I need some more coffee. We got good discussion going on. We still have a lot of people. We got 8 people on Rumble. Rumble rocks. Thank you, Rumble. We got 8 people on Rumble, 1 person on Locals, 1 person on YouTube, and 3 people over on Twitch for a total of 13 people. I say that's great. We're going to go ahead and take a break here, a short break, so I can get some more coffee. And I will be right back, and hopefully we'll still have that number. Maybe we can go up. Can we go up to 10 people? You Rumble folks, contact some other people. Tell them to come over and see Fireman Rich so he can do a read ad campaign. I'm just soliciting. I have fun doing them. I can't do them unless I have 10 people and stuff like that. But I do appreciate 8 people on a Monday on Rumble. That's great. Thank you, Rumble. Rumble rocks. Rumble will rock even more once they get their new Rumble Studios 2.0 squared away. It still has, I think it's still a little not stable, as was the case yesterday for the New Glenn launch. So we're going to go ahead and we'll be right back, folks. And you guys hang loose, and I want to go get some more coffee. We're back. Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios. We are back here for the Monday morning coffee for 04.20.2026 at Rumble Video Broadcast. And yeah, I have earbuds, so when I'm away from the desk, I can hear the. And I said, "Wait a minute, I'm not. I don't hear the music." I said, "Oh shoot, I forgot to put it on the loop." Usually it's that's funny. So I got to put it back. Because I got to get some coffee, and I checked the cat boxes, and I just the missus is on the exercise bike and stuff like that. So I talked to her for just a moment and stuff like that. Let's see, Tina's left. So yeah, thanks for being here, Tina, our Jersey girl. She's gone off to see where Hal's at, and as far as that goes. So and then just as I was sitting down here, I realized, I got to take it off the loop. Because I wasn't sure. I'm usually away. Normally it's 2 cycles. You got 1 cycle and then 2 cycles of the song. Sometimes it's 3 or 4. I'm involved in. I got extra time at the cat box to clean them out because that's one of my jobs. I have to clean. I got not that I have to. I clean the cat boxes and stuff. Let's see. We're starting our second half here of the Monday morning coffee, and let's see. Get my hair just perfect. Just kidding, folks. But we got let's see, 7 people on Rumble, 1 person on Locals, 1 person on YouTube, and 2 people on the Twitch and stuff. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate the folks that have been here as far as that goes. And Deplorable says, I have to brush the cats. The wife cleans the cat boxes. Oh, no, it's the other way around. The missus cleans the cat boxes, but I make it a point to clean them up in the morning and stuff. But as soon as I clean them, they go in there again because I clean them before coming online. Does not do all the work. No, she does. No, you heard that? Okay, I don't do it. There you go. There's your answer, Deplorable. As far as today is cleaning day, so I got to stay out of her way. I don't think I did the wash yesterday, so I'm caught up on the wash, I guess, for right now, as far as that goes. Deplorables. What's that? You talk about the work you do online. I gotta do laundry. Yeah, no, I don't do a lot of work. It sounds like I do a lot of work. Okay, we get the point. We get the point. Oh my God, it's Monday. It's Monday. No, she does do a lot of work and stuff like that. Sometimes too much work and stuff because we're not that young anymore. Especially when we do the outdoor work, like on Saturdays. I always make it a point. We don't do more than 2 hours in the morning and stuff because there's back in the day when we first bought this place, we'd spend like the good 4, 5, 6 hours outside doing work and stuff like that. So and stuff like that. Deplorable's laughing. Love the flags there. God bless America. God bless America. Thank you for the flag there, Deplorable. Love the American flag. Don't steal the Mrs. Stun. Happy wife, happy life. No, she's a blessing and stuff like that. So, well, it's 39 years. No, wait a minute. No, this is we've been married 39 years, but this will be our 40th year. Right? Let's see. Yeah, that's going to be yeah, this fall will be 40 years, but we've been married 39 years and stuff like that as far as that goes. And hey, do you realize this is our 40th year? Wow. I don't even have to do the math. We were married in 1986 before we went to Italy. Wow, you put up with my sorry ass for 40 years. We put up with each other. No. That's more once. Believe me, I have my oopses. A little bit too much. Let's see. Deplorable said, had my first heart attack mowing the lawn. Take it easy. Oh yeah. Well, is that on a riding lawnmower, Deplorable? Because that's what I do. I ride a John Deere tractor. mid-size, not a very large one, but first heart attack. So that means you've had a second one. Take care of yourself, my man. Yeah, it's just. Well, I'm 68. Well, I'll be 68 here in a couple months. And my father, he passed away at 69, and he had a couple heart attacks, but he smoked. He smoked a lot. Geez, did he smoke? As far as that goes. And let's see, Double just says good one. Lots of nice to see. Yeah, there we go. Uh, oh, I push mow. Oh, see, I don't do that much. No, that's part of the trimming using a push mower. The missus does the push mowing a little bit and stuff like that, but with the lawns that you have to, you could do it all. You could do it with a push mower, but you're going to be killing yourself. I'm not. There's no way I'm going to do all this lawn. But we have, but the riding lawnmower, we have a John Deere that I had the new deck put on, and it's like riding a new lawnmower. It's just the lawn looks nice out here. The neighbors, they have to mow theirs, but it's nice. It's a nice even cut, and I'm happy with it as far as that goes. And um, oh my God, deplorable! Are you serious? You had three? Jesus Christ! We're the same age too, I believe, right? God, take care of yourself, man. And let's see. I used to smoke like. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I had a brief spout. I smoked a little bit when I was in Korea, towards the tail end, because I didn't give a shit about anything back. That was my last 3 months in Korea. That was a dark time. It's like, oh, I just want to get out of that country. There, I had some. Let's say if there was a fire department I didn't really care about, it was my last 3 months in Korea because the fire chief there was a dick. Oh, you're 47? Holy shit, man! Get out there and walk every day. Holy shit! I thought we were the same age, man. You're a youngster. Did I say? Oh man, that's an old person. I just did an old poet person comment. Oh my god. No, I'm. And let's see. Farmer says, "Deplorable. You're still a young gun." Okay, I think maybe it's me and Farmer are the same age and stuff like that. Deplorable's laughing. Yeah. No, take care of yourself, man. That's not. Yeah, but if you smoke that much, that was my father. He smoked a lot and stuff like that. And the brief 3 months that I did, it was just a casual. I was out with the guys, and I picked up a cigarette, and I was just like, the first time it was like, "What the hell you doing, Rich? You run." It's like, so I still run. Um, and Farmer's 84. No, I'm not sure how old he is. It's like, is he old? Are you 84, Farmer? You never said how old you are. Like I said, I'll be 68 here in 2 months. Or is it next month? Next month. So Farmer says, deplorable. We look alike. There you go. You look alike. Okay, you could say how old you are, but you're as young as you feel. And I don't feel like I'm 24 anymore. I probably feel like I'm in my late 30s and 40s and stuff like that. Um, I just, like I said, there's some things because I don't want to overdo it. I think I'm a lot smarter doing that. Now, back in my younger day, there's a lot of times I overdid it, and then as far as that goes, and I want to. I'm gonna squeeze out every minute that there is to live on this blue planet and stuff like that. So I changed my eating habits a little bit. Are they good? Nah, they're still. I have my garbage. Oh, I feel 84 though. Oh, do you? I feel like I'm in my late 30s, early 40s right now. Maybe early 40s right now. To be realistic, I guess. But that's because I did a lot of running back in my younger day that is benefiting. And I still that doesn't mean I can just sit back and garbage out all the time. No, you're gonna be careful what you eat and stuff. And I'm trying to, as far as that goes. And Deplorable says, I eat more tacos. Healthy foodish. Okay, there we go. Let's see. We got our second half going here, and we're going to go ahead and hit some web pages here, which we haven't hit since last Monday. I just think of that we haven't been on a Monday or a morning coffee broadcast since last week, as far as that goes. And Farmer says, "I still walk like I'm 30. It's good and bad." Yeah, I'm going to be going out taking a walk. I was on the exercise bike. Um, 2 of the 3 days I was off. One day I just took the day off. It's good to if you got to get into a routine, and I think I'm preaching to the choir there at the Farmer and Deplorable. You got to do some. You got to stay busy, doing things and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's go ahead and take this down. And we've got some web pages we're going to look at. Well, of course, we're looking at Fox, WEBO, WNBF, WBNG. Those are radio stations. WBNG is a channel, TV station there in Johnson City. Let's see, we got The Whale, which is a radio station, classic rock in Binghamton. Channel 34, TV station up in Binghamton. WENY, TV station out in Elmira. Channel 18, that's out in Elmira. The Penny Saver, what do they got in the Penny Saver? Okay. WKGB. Oh, we got Why April 19th, which is yesterday. We'll go over that one. Why some rock history. And we got Kiss 104. That's a radio station. That's usually the same as WBNG or NBF and WAAL. Pink wasn't totally sold on hosting the Tonys at first. Pink, I don't like her. I don't know. I guess she's got a good voice. And we got Spectrum News. We got Country 106 that we already talked about with the Buffalo Sabres. And let's see, let's bring that back to the first page. Power 93.7 WBLK, that's a sister channel there of 106.5. We're looking at that. As well as WGR 550, Sports Radio up there in Buffalo, and 1440. All those web pages I have no affiliation with, and I do not work with or anything like that. And let's see. Farmer says, "I still work like I'm 30. It's good and bad." Yeah, you gotta take it as it comes, there, Farmer. I know what you're talking about. And let's see. I'm affiliated with all. No, you're not, Deplorables. You just. And Farmer says to Farmer, "I knew it." No, he has no affiliation. I just say that from. I guess it's become a habit. I have to say that because if somebody's watching this on the replay, we got knuckleheads out there that or you got these people that say I don't watch the news and stuff like that. And then when you listen to them, it's like you're listening to news, but you're getting your sources wrong. I watch or I listen to and read these web pages that I just talked about, our local news and stuff like that, because it gives an idea of what's happening around here, and they're pretty straightforward and stuff like that. I don't inject any. I inject my opinion maybe, but everybody has an opinion, which is a good thing for discussions. I'm one right now that I don't really care for debates or arguments or something like that. You're all right. You're okay, girl. But I say that I'm not affiliated just for my own recourse, because there are people out there that will take your comments and misconstrue them. You want to come over here? Okay, we got Bug here. She's sitting here. Here's Bug. I got her chair. You okay? Huh? You want to say hi? You say hi? Good girl? Okay, you sit down here. Okay, here you go. Lay down. There you go. Okay. Okay. Oh, you want to get. Go on. Okay, there you go. She doesn't know what to do. Let's see. Deplorable says, "If it makes you happy, I rode my horse off a cliff when I typed." Referencing back to the Oregon Trail. So I have no affiliation with that, but there's people that I've been on this internet long enough to where you got to have that disclaimer up there. I guess in some cases, because if you don't, you got people that are dirt bags and they don't know what they're talking about. We're talking about like I guess what comes to mind is Double J's asking me what was that question he asked me. Let me go back here. He said something that it's sort of what my feelings was as far as being a so I don't consider myself a soldier, and unless you're actually yeah, Desert Storm was huge. Yeah, well, that was one of the huge ones. So was Afghanistan. Oh, he said, cool. Want to know your thoughts process as a soldier. I don't consider myself a soldier. I was a firefighter, United States Air Force firefighter. I have an idea what a soldier would actually do. An idea. I've talked to actual soldiers that were in combat that actually killed and have been injured, and people that have been injured, especially some Vietnam veterans. They have told me I have a very clear picture from one of my first fire chiefs when I was a volunteer firefighter before I went in the Air Force. He was in the Tet Offensive. He didn't talk about it. Um, and if I had some more, I tell you my war stories. They're funny, they're comical, and stuff like that. That's because I was blessed. I wasn't in combat, and that's how I look at that. I guess I'd be a little reserved talking about combat because I take it from this first fire chief I worked with when I was a volunteer downstate. When I was still in high school, I was a sophomore, senior in high school when I was in the volunteers as a junior firefighter, and this gentleman, he was in the Tet Offensive, right in the thick and thin of it. Lucky he has all his fingers, arms, and toes and legs and stuff, but his whole left arm is all paralyzed. You can put a lighter there and it can burn his hand. He won't feel it. He took some shrapnel and stuff like that, but he would never talk about his battles. But once in a great while, we get a glimpse of it. After we get done with truck duty on a Sunday, we'd be back at the bar, and um, something would spark him to talk about Vietnam or something like that a little bit. And we all listened. People that just arbitrarily come out talking about combat, I'm a little sketchy about those people. Because they glorify, like I was in the thick of battle and stuff like that. And I guess I look at an individual there who is a governor and also um, he was a member of the service. He was a member of the armed forces. Okay, and he talked. He sort of insinuated that he was in combat. And when you fact checked him, he was very. Oh, I was my unit. We were right there in Afghanistan and stuff like that. And they come to find out he never stepped one foot in Afghanistan. He was stationed in Italy during the Afghan campaign. You supported. That's the thing. I was in Italy. I supported Desert Storm. I wasn't in the battle. I was not in a combat zone. I can't consider myself a war veteran because I was never in a war zone. Those are the people I despise. Those are the people that are despicable. They just arbitrary. Oh, I was in the heart of combat and stuff like that. Now, I had a nephew that he was there in Fallujah, but he just I think he's a little bit older now, but he was a wannabe headbanger from Arizona that he thought he was a street gang guy or something like that. He was a little, but these people that talk about, and it's called stolen valor. And the governor of Minnesota is a prime example of that. I have no bones talking about that dirtbag. Okay, I'm trying to be reserved here, but that gets my blood boiling when somebody steals. Say, "Oh, I was in bad," And if you're talking about war and battle that you were in, and it's been like 20 years since then, as if it was yesterday, there's something wrong with you in your head. That's just my perspective, folks. Okay, it was just the comment that Double J. So I was a little leery answering Double J's because I've never been in combat. I don't want to be in combat. I don't praise being in combat. It doesn't, to say that, oh, I was in a combat and that makes me a bad. You're a freaking schmuck. And yeah, Tampon Tim. That's exactly who I'm talking about for prison. There we go. And um, and that's who I'm talking about. That's my prime example. But there's other people out there that do that shit, and I despise it. As a veteran, I can say I'm a proud veteran of the United States Air Force. But when you say you're in combat and you said you were in Afghanistan, I said, no, the F you weren't, because I have a nephew that was in combat. I have two nephews that were in combat. One that stayed in and he went to Afghanistan. He lost his fucking leg serving. And you have the gall to say you were in combat. I say, F you. And I'll get off my soapbox because I get really pissed off about that. And he's a prime example that there's people that vote for a dirtbag like that in Minnesota. That's my birth state. That was my birth state, Minnesota. I'm a New Yorker. I was 5 years old when I came here, but I go to my cousins. I say, how did this dirtbag get elected? And there's some things going on in Minnesota as I'm just shaking my head. Is like, you got to be freaking, But this country is great, and that's why I can say I'm a fucking American. So if you don't like it, I don't care. Hit this trail because um, but yeah, Tampon Tim. That just gets my blood because that comment that Double J's. Well, the question that Double J's asked me, my perspective as a soldier. I don't take myself as a soldier. I take myself as I served the military. I'm an Air Force veteran, and I take it very seriously. And I don't like the people that talk about combat like it's just this is what I did. Oh, I was right in the middle of combat and this and that, and you're a schmuck. Farmer. My son is a retired Marine, and I agree with you, Rich. But I recently been in combat with a couple of chicken killer raccoons. I wish I could have called the special forces. Yeah, raccoons. We've got a. I see them. We call them. What do we name that one critter out there? Talking to me? Yeah. What? The critter there. What's that animal that runs around on? Yeah. He's outside? No. What's his name we give him? Oh, Jerry. What's it? Jerry? Jerry. We got a possum that I see at night sometimes out in the backyard. And he goes over to the neighbors. He has a name now. It's Jerry. I don't want to get close to Jerry because he's saying raccoons. We got a possum that walks around. He's got a hole out there back there somewhere. I think I caught him once in a trap when I was trapping, trying to get the red squirrels over here in the side lot. You don't want red squirrels around your house because they were in the garage, and I was able to capture them. But I think one time I had it outside the garage and. I caught a possum. I think that was Jerry. Jerry, yeah, Jerry. And but raccoons, yeah, they can be fierce critters. Bring out the special force. Okay, let's get to the web pages here. I'm talking my perspective here, which doesn't mean a hill of beans and stuff like that for the most part. But no, that's one thing I'm very, very. Somebody starts talking about their military career, their combat, or they got this and that, and so you're the lowest of low as far as I'm concerned, and stuff like that. And you're just glorifying yourself. When people are talking about combat and they inject themselves into it, it's not about the combat. You're just trying to bolster your persona, which is a big freaking fat lie, in a manner of speaking and stuff. Because um, yeah, and I just take it from the guys that I knew that I was telling you about that I supervised, and they ended up going to war. They were over in Afghanistan as firefighters, and they got to pose with the guns and stuff like that. So, and I remember one of the guys writing me saying, "You believe it, Sergeant Roberts? They actually gave us guns." It's like whatever. Okay, let's see what's on Fox 40 here for the in the web pages. Let's see. Fire department opens door for. Oh, okay. This past weekend there was a big recruiting here in New York State for fire and a lot of local fire departments in New York State were doing a recruiting this past weekend. So let's go ahead and go to Fox 40. There'll probably be a couple articles on this one. So let's go ahead and go to this one. and bring this up and see because every volunteer fire department in New York State, there's like 95% of the fire departments in New York State are volunteers. They need volunteers. I catch myself thinking maybe I should go back. I volunteered for 15 years after I got out, and I said that's it. I don't want to do any more firefighting and stuff. But sometimes I try to rethink. Maybe I should, but here it is. Let's listen to this one.
Go behind the scenes at local fire stations and learn what it takes to become a volunteer firefighter. It's all part of Recruit New York Weekend, an annual event where volunteer fire departments across the state open their doors to attract new members. The initiative began in 2011 to address declining volunteer numbers and strengthen recruitment efforts. Throughout the weekend, departments hosted open houses, giving residents a chance to tour stations, try on gear, watch live demonstrations, and learn more about serving as a volunteer firefighter.
We don't have the numbers like we used to. Not everybody lives within, towns anymore. They live further out, and not everybody understands that we need numbers to boost up our members. Everybody across New York State, across all states, the volunteer population is getting smaller and smaller every day.
And that's just a touch of the iceberg. When I first became a volunteer, it didn't take that much to you had like 2 weeks of training, then you're a volunteer. Now there's so much time involved in getting certified as a firefighter, as a volunteer to firefighter level 1, because there's certain levels and stuff like that. I think I got because being in the Air Force, I ended up getting up to a fire officer 1. I think there's firefighter 1, 2, and 3, and then there's fire officer 1, 2, and 3. And I got up to I think it was maybe fire officer 2, because I did do assistant chief jobs. I did perform the duty as assistant chief when I was in the fire department in the Air Force and stuff. When I got out, they wanted me to be an officer, and I said, no, I just want to be a little firefighter. I want to be on the end. I don't want to. So let's see. Farmer says 90% of our fire and rescue is paid staff nowadays. I miss the days of the volunteer. Okay, you're lucky to have that, and you probably pay the taxes that supports that too, Farmer. As far as that goes, New York State, we don't have that luxury out here in the rural area. All made like you saw the BFD. That's Binghamton Fire Department. Binghamton Fire Department is a paid department. Endicott's a paid fire department. Johnson City's a paid fire department. Vestal is they should be paid. I think they got paid drivers. Most of the communities here in rural New York, if they can support paid drivers, they will. But the big thing is most volunteer fire departments here in New York, they do the EMS, and that's like more than 75% of their calls are EMS as far as that goes. And that takes a strain on the manpower situation in fire departments. So I'm sure we'll be seeing a couple more of those as far as let's see what else is on Fox here. Our design-a-thon. Okay, we got something from Binghamton University here. A Binghamton University hosts a 30-hour design-a-thon. What the hell is that? Let's see what this is about. Let me see. Let me bring this up. You gotta remember, I haven't been on here in a week, so we might have a lot of things here. So, I shut off the present. Let's see. Farmer says, "Oh yeah, I'm about to pay taxes on breathing area." Oh yeah, I wish you had a better tax thing, but I know you got a governor down there that's she's a schmuck. Tell the people this, and she takes a 180, and she's taxing everything. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised she breathed the air, as far as that goes. It's just like buy a pack of a pack of bubble gum and you get taxed. That's ridiculous and stuff like that. So okay, let's see. Let me bring this back up. I shut off the. Okay, here we go. Let's bring this one up, and let's see. Here we go. There it is. Go ahead and bring this one up, and we'll get this started here.
Students at Binghamton University raced against the clock to compete in a 30-hour design competition this weekend. The university hosted its first annual Designer's Edge, a 30-hour design-a-thon organized by the school's emerging technology studio and Marker Lab. Students were given just 30 hours to complete projects across a range of categories, including 3D, 2D, physical builds, and UI and UX design, revolving around this year's theme, the Summit. Participants Jonas Rothermel and Richter Bogust, who competed in the 3D category, say careful planning and structure were key to their process, but that the experience was ultimately rewarding, driven by their passion for design.
Depending on how big our design was and the scale of it changes how long we have to prepare for. And just because of that, we have to allot, all right, this is how much time we have to design before we need to submit it, knowing that there's a certain deadline for our scale of how long it's going to take to actually print and make it a physical object.
Yeah, I always really liked the whole idea of CAD. I really love doing CAD, designing things, being creative. So this is a really good opportunity to compete with it, work with someone else, get some more experience, learn how to do some more CAD, and just compete with it and have some fun for a weekend.
So it looks like they did a lot of 3D printing there, as far as the design of thing. You got to design something, you 3D print it. You know, the 3D printing that just amazes the crap. That's been around for a while now, as far as that goes. And let's just say I've seen some 3D printers that are larger than this room here, larger than a bedroom, as far as that goes. As far as making some stuff there that it's just out of this freaking world, my friends. And University of Binghamton, a great university, a 30-hour design-a-thon. There's some, people that's their passion, is to do that type of CAD, 3D printing and stuff like that. And it's just, you'd be surprised how many side things are associated with that. Very interesting as far as that goes. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's see. We don't need that anymore. So that's 3 on Fox 40. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Now I always talk about Binghamton University. We do have another education
open house today.
Let's see, what do we got? We got somebody on the comments here. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Deplorable says, from what I have read, they are putting all kinds of restrictions on 3D print. Oh, they're putting restrictions. Really? I haven't heard that. Okay. I know I almost bought a 3D printer years back. That's they were running anywhere from $400 to $500. Now you can get it for a couple $100, but I don't want to. I'd be interested in making it and learning design stuff, but then it's like, what do you do with it? Unless you're in a business that you can make something and sell it and stuff like that. So 3D printing, but they're putting restrictions, probably because everybody's stealing other people's designs and stuff, which would not surprise me as far as that goes. And Deplorable says they have passed a bunch of bills about it. Okay. Yeah, it's probably protecting the creators on the things and stuff like that. But I'm fascinated with the technology. That's before AI. Now we have AI. That I've been playing around with AI. With the not today's, but Wednesdays and Fridays cover picture for the morning coffee is that's AI driven. Using I think I use. I use Gemini. Yeah, I use the Gemini. I play around with Gemini with the AI a little bit. Okay, let's see. How long we've been on here? Coming up on 2 hours, so we need to finish up here.
I got still eat.
Huh? Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so we have another educational organization, I guess. SUNY of Broome, that's a 2-year community college here. Broome Community College is part of the SUNY, State Universities of New York. And they have a spring open house here that is took place. And And let's see, I'm waiting for food receptacles for Star Trek. Yeah, there we go, deplorable. Yeah, you never know. Well, they got the 3D printers. They use food now. I guess they got 3D printers to make different decorations or something like that, or eatable stuff like that. Okay. Let's see. Let's bring this one up as far as that goes. And this is SUNY Broome. This is probably out of Broome Community College, which is up there on the north end of. It's a good 2-year college. My father went there years back in the when was it? The late '60s and stuff. He got his 2-year degree when he was working for IBM. Let's see what this one's about.
Giving community members an inside look at what the college has to offer. Visitors explored informational booths, toured campus facilities, and met with faculty and staff while learning about the wide range of degrees and programs offered. College President Tony Hawkins says he hopes visitors leave with a renewed impression of the school.
I'm hoping that people will look at SUNY Broome as a first choice for pursuing higher education. We are an open access institution. We give access to opportunity in an affordable manner, as well as opportunity for upward mobility. And we are the community's college, and it's exciting for us to introduce ourselves to the community.
And here in New York State, most of your community colleges are part of SUNY. We have Cortland. I don't think Binghamton University is not part of SUNY. They're a private school. Oh, are they part of SUNY? Oh, okay. I've been corrected. The missus told me they are part of SUNY. They're part of the State University of New York system, which is a great educational system. Okay, and I know that firsthand with my kids as far as that goes, and as far as being educated. Community college is good. I got my degree through the Air Force Community College of the Air Force, through the University of Maryland when I was in the Air Force, and your local colleges, they're a good stepping stone as far as that goes, and as far as that. So, am I any more wiser and knowledgeable? No, I'm more knowledgeable because of like I said, traveling around while I was in the Air Force and just doing your own thing. It's just the extra education helps as far as that goes. It's not all inclusive, I guess. So let's see what else we got here on Fox. I think that might be it. Windsor Central High School hosts firefighter recruiting. Let's see this one. This is another recruiting. Oh, no, that's just a static picture. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see WBNG. Let's see what we got on WBNG. Or no, WEBO, the local radio station here in Owego, New York. I'm not seeing anything over there. What's this? Nothing there. Let's see. WNBF. What do we have on WNBF? Anything? Yeah, they're talking about our governor here. And not seeing anything on WNBF. Let's see. WBNG. Okay, we got another fire department one as far as that goes. The Southern Tier Fire Department's host open house. So we'll go ahead and look at this one once the commercial gets done. This is on WBNG. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this back, and we'll turn up the volume and share this tab. Okay, we'll share that tab, and there it is. This is another one. This was a big thing this past weekend as far as the recruitment of people trying to become volunteer firefighters. So here we go. Let's listen to this one.
As volunteer firefighter numbers continue to dwindle across the state, a number of local departments opened their doors this weekend in an effort to attract new members. 12 News' Brian Melanson has more on their efforts and the state of volunteer firefighting in the Southern Tier.
Years ago when we started, there was 20-some plus people in every department, if not more. Nowadays, you'll see, departments down to 12, 15 active members.
It's no secret that New York State fire departments are suffering from a lack of volunteers. That's why local departments like Whitney Point Fire are hosting open houses this weekend to try to usher in the next wave of New York's bravest. Nicole Hoppus is a full-time EMS instructor in Binghamton. In her free time, she is the EMS captain for the Whitney Point Fire Department, one of a dozen companies that held open houses this week with the hopes of bolstering their ranks as volunteer numbers dwindle statewide.
I think a lot of part is many people don't stay around. They venture off into, bigger cities or move out of the area.
As members leave the fire service, Hoppus worries that potential dangers of the job may drive people away.
Everybody thinks that, we're running into burning buildings. There's things we can do back in the station. There's administration work, there's paperwork, there's putting reports in the computer system.
Hoppus says they have hosted open houses like these in 3 previous years, but have only ever been visited by one potential applicant who had already served as a volunteer in a different state. While the future of these departments is uncertain, backing down from a challenge is not in a fire company's vocabulary.
I always hope it gets better. 30 plus years in the fire service, we all hope and strive that it gets better, and we'll do our best that we can. I think it's going to be challenging, but we're all always up for the challenge.
Those interested in volunteering with their local departments are encouraged to contact them directly by visiting the station or even reaching out on social media. In Whitney Point,
God bless her. 30 years in the fire service, and she's in the EMS, which is a very, very, I was an EMT. I was first responder and all that. And the medical, it's not my forte. I don't really care. I see more my share of accidents to where it's like, you know what? I don't like doing this. But God bless her as far as that goes. That's good. Okay, so that's it for, let's see, WBNG. What else we got in here? Big drive there as far as the numbers. We got a Maple Festival returns in Marathon, New York, which is on the other side of Binghamton. Let's see, we'll bring this up here. Then we have another one. Let's see, we got just gotta wait for the commercial to air through. Oh, shit, I'm messing this all up here.
It's a sweet.
Okay, here we go. We'll bring this back here.
It's a sweet time.
Oh, hang on. Well, all the harvesting of maple syrup is done, but you got the festivals happening. So here's one that's in Marathon, which is part of Central New York Maple Festival. And let's bring this up here. Okay, and we'll give this one a listen. Here we go.
It's a sweet time in Marathon where hundreds of visitors traveled from far and wide for the 54th annual Maple Festival. 12 News' Brian Melanson shows us how Marathon is really tapping into something sweet this weekend.
Spring has officially sprung in the southern tier, and with the change in seasons comes the return of a decades-old favorite, the 54th Maple Festival in Marathon. For veteran co-chair Josh Ensign, the festival continues to be a timeless tradition.
My whole life, pretty much, one way or another. We used to go to the Legion. They had a nice little bunch of games and stuff. There was a helicopter ride. That was kind of neat.
What was once a small gathering has blossomed into a much-anticipated community affair.
It was just a little bit at the Civic Center, a little bit at the school. Now there's stuff everywhere.
But while the streets are lined with festival classics, maple and syrup steals the show.
Probably my favorite part now is the Sugar Shack and the Maple Museum.
We boil down sap. Sap has a certain percentage of sugar in it as it comes out of the tree, and pretty much all we're doing is removing the water.
Through the steam, Devin Hines works to bring the sweet treat to life.
Finished product, we're somewhere around 218 to 221 degrees. As it starts to release the water, it gains density. It comes over this way and continues the process through the finish pan all the way over to where we're going to draw off here. But not very complex, but it's a lot of fun.
Hines says his favorite part are the smiles his work brings.
It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes all this worth it. So obviously, when you make syrup, you're making a product for somebody to consume, and once people get to kind of see how you make that product, it makes it all worth it.
Now, I couldn't visit the Sugar Shack without trying some of their famous maple syrup. So whether it's the syrup, maple corn, fur trapping, or even an airboat ride, the Central New York Maple Festival has something for everyone to keep going strong for another 54 years. In Marathon, where everything is just a little sweeter.
Maple coated corn. Ooh, that sounds good. I like that. I like the kettle corn, but that maple mixed in with the corn, that must taste good. That's good. But that's one of the big things here in the springtime. They collect the sap and they're still processing it. I like the guy. He said it's a simple process, but man, the flavor that they get, wow, that's good as far as that goes. Hey, Captain Rehab's in the house. Good morning, Captain Rehab.
Morning, Captain.
And the captain, he says good morning to the missus as well, and she's saying good morning back to you. Good to have you coming in from the city of Philadelphia. I hope you had a good weekend there, my friend. Glad to have you here. And as far as that goes, and let's see, what else do we got here on, I think they have another article here about Binghamton University. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. This is Binghamton University's Design-thon.
Looking to grow your channel?
No, our channel is growing. And sorry, we're gonna wait for the commercial to pass through here. But this is the Binghamton another article on the Binghamton University hosting a design-a-thon from the WBNG Channel 12 out of Johnson City. Again, no affiliation with any of these freaking websites here, guys. Don't. Oh, what do we got going here? I don't want that. I want the audio. Okay, there's the audio. We'll bring that up. And let's see. There we go for WBNG. And we'll give this a listen.
Students at Binghamton University are teaming up for a 30-hour design-a-thon at the Campus Maker Lab, where creativity, collaboration, and hands-on innovation are driving every project. The event brings together students from different disciplines to work on open-ended projects in 2D, 3D, and AI designs, with hand-on workshops helping participants build new skills regardless of experience level. Organizers say while there are prize categories, the focus is on learning, teamwork, and giving students a space to create and experiment together.
Essentially, we wanted a way to get a lot of different organizations and disciplines across the campus together, so anyone can approach it even if they have no experience. A big part of the event is workshops we host where we teach people new skills.
The marathon began at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday and will run through 7 p.m. tonight.
Okay. You can see some of those. There's some big boxes. It's like 3 of them in a row. That's how big these 3D printers have gotten and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting, the design process, and as far as that goes. And Tioga County official raised alarm over binge drinking rates, teen alcohol use. That's something. That's not good here. Yeah. And you got some more on the maple syrup. So that's WBNG. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the whale. Same as WNBF, nothing there. Channel 34. Little Italian Restaurant Week is coming to Endicott. Okay, Endicott, New York. Not seeing anything on W. Let's see, what's this one about the fire? Is that a video? Yeah, here's another one from. This is from Channel 34's perspective. The fire companies to hold a open house this past weekend. Let's get it. I know I'm saturating it with it, but it's a fire department related. So I'm an ex-firefighter, so I'll just look at a different perspective here on the thing here. So this is from Channel 34 out of Binghamton, And we'll see what this has to say.
A statewide effort to recruit volunteer firefighters has become urgent. The Firefighters Association of the State of New York and other fire organizations in the state are putting out the call for more firefighters as the number of volunteers continues to shrink. About 300 volunteer fire companies are holding open houses tomorrow from noon to 3 p.m. to invite residents to learn about volunteering. Today, many local school districts hosted open houses as well to inform students about the opportunities available to them. Students learned about how being a volunteer firefighter opens the door to scholarships and ways to boost their resume ahead of college. According to the Firefighters Association, New York's volunteer firefighters save the state $3.8 billion each year, and the state pays stipends between $250 to $1,500 to volunteers that take basic fire courses. Those interested in volunteering can show up for the open house at their local fire station or visit fasny.com.
And that's a story. They used the Owego Fire Department here in Tioga County. That's a fire department I know very well. I know the fire chief there. He's used to work with him back in the day in the volunteers, and good fire department there, along with all the other fire departments here in Tioga County, as far as that goes. So let's see. Hey, there's Liberty. Good morning, Liberty. Mrs. Rumble, Twitch, and YouTubers, thank you for the flags. God bless America. Thank you.
Good morning, Liberty.
The missus here eating the breakfast there. So thank you for being here, Liberty. Coming in from the Buffalo, Niagara area. Great to have you here. I hope all is well with you and your family. And as far as that goes, we're just finishing up here on the articles here. Let's check WENY out of Elmira. Do we have anything on here? Not seeing anything. And you got Farmer saying good morning to Liberty, as well as Deplorable saying good morning to Liberty. Thank you very much. On the Rumble side, glad to have you guys in Rumble. Rumble rocks. We're still holding tight with 6 people. Thank you, Rumble. And if you want to give me a follow and watch me on Rumble, that's my mainstay as far as I like to say. And Liberty saying good morning to Deplorable and Farmer. Farmer, both on the Rumble side. They've been. I do appreciate you guys as viewers and stuff on the Rumble. Thank you very much. And you had some snow yesterday, Liberty. We had a little. I still see a little bit of snow out here. We had my lawn's been mowed, but the next door neighbor's lawn hasn't. So there's like it's a little height of grass, and right along that ridge, you can still see some snow out there. We had some snow yesterday. Well, of course, you're up there by the lake. You got that lake effect. So, but yeah, it's.
From shorts to long johns.
Yes, shorts to long johns and stuff. Oh, but glad to have you here as far as that goes. And let's see. We did WBNG. Let's see. What else we got on? I think that's it for channel 34. Let's see. Oh, I was looking at WENY. There's nothing there. Channel 18. I'm not seeing anything on channel 18. Yeah, Ford recalls nearly 1.4 million F-150 pickup trucks. That's their main pickup truck, isn't it? Holy criminy. That's not good. That's not good. Let's see. What do you got on... let's see. What's this on Penny Saver? We got a Ghost. And let's see, what's this? And let's see, what's Liberty saying? Fix or repair, F or RT. Is that what type? Fix or repair daily. Okay. Let's see. Anything on the Penny Saver here? What we got? course, on the Penny Saver, they're talking about also the. Let me go ahead and show this. This is the Penny Saver, and the first two gentlemen in the line there. That's I know them. That's the first one is Dave, and there's Bob. The first two guys, and then the one guy just behind the podium in the sneakers there. I know that's Charlie. But they're even here in Tioga County, New York sounds off alarms for Fire Association State of New York kicks off statewide recruiting here in Owego. And there's some participants. There's Charlie in the background with the sunglasses on off to the right of the person in the uniform. And some other fire officers there. And there's the two gentlemen. I know them very well. They're good guys. There's Bob and Dave. They don't belong. The gentleman on the right, that's Dave. He belongs to he's Appalachian Fire Department, and Bob there, he's from Endwell Fire Department. They're just visiting Owego and stuff like that. So I've known them for a number of years here. So they're great guys, and so they're out there in full force there to. This is on the Penny Saver to promote the this past weekend's call for volunteers and stuff like that. So just to give the Penny Saver a thing there. Let's see. Farber says, time for me to go to work. Those critters refuse to take care of themselves. Okay, you got to take care of the chickens there, Farmer. Okay, have a great day, everyone. Be safe. Okay, you too. We'll talk to you later. Love the flags. Take care. We're going to be ending the broadcast here in a little bit ourselves. And Liberty saying, have a great day. Be safe. And I'm getting the let's wrap it up signal from the missus. So, yeah, we've been on for 2 hours here. I'll just go real quick. The Dark Farmer, Liberty saying Dark Farmer, have a safe. Okay. And let's see what else we got. We'll skip Kiss. That's rock. Well, I'll just talk of rock history. Rock history. Do we have anything? Smashing Pumpkins back in 2004. Singer Billy Corgan played first ever solo acoustic show. It took place in his hometown of Chicago. 1980, Blondie started a 6-week run at #1 with Call Me. That great group, Blondie. And in 1980, REM, another great group, played the first gig as REM. It took place in Athens, Greece. And REM, that's on WKGB as far as that goes. Let's see. Nothing on Kiss 102, other than Pink wasn't totally sold on host. I don't really care for Pink. Let's see. Spectrum News. They're doing something with I'm not going to show it, but TikTok uses users face uncertainty as platform shifts algorithms. I don't really use TikTok. I have it, but I haven't really used it as far as that goes. Okay, nothing there. We talked about how about those Buffalo Sabres there, Liberty? I watched a little of the game. We talked about it at the beginning during the sports section as far as them coming from behind. They got 4 goals in the last period there. So that was great. That's on Country 106.5, Buffalo's #1 for New York Country, as well as it's over there. Thousands turn out for Sabres party in Plaza for Saberhood. They made a big comeback yesterday in their first playoff game in 15 years, and a big third period comeback. And I am not seeing anything else on the web pages here, so we're going to go ahead and close them all out because we're done with that. Yeah, big win yesterday for the Sabres as far as that goes, and we say congratulations as far as that goes. And we're sitting at 2 hours and 15 minutes. We had a good broadcast here using the Rumble Legacy Canvas. I may be on later today, this afternoon, if I don't take a nap to do some test runs on the the Rumble 2.0 canvas, the new Rumble 2. It's no longer beta. They got it 2.0, so they're saying I don't think it's ready for prime time yet, at least not for me at least. But we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast. And get our day started here and get ready to get some breakfast and go for a walk. But I want to say thank you to Tina, our Jersey girl, for being here. Thank you, Deplorable, for also being here, coming in on the Twitch side. Thank you, Tony D. Thank you very much, sir. Coming in from Warner Robins, Georgia. I want to say thank you to, I'm going down the list. Tony D was on there quite a bit, checking all the platforms. Thank you, Tony. Thamer coming in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Greatly appreciate that, Thamer, for being here. Be safe over there in the kingdom. And we had, I think after that, we had Tim Fan 40 for Tim Fan from Michigan. Thank you, Tim. Great to have you here. And then we're going down the list. Let's see. Double J's was here. Thank you, Double J's. Great to have you here. Be safe at your undisclosed location in the Southern Hemisphere, as I like to say. Great to have you here. We had Farmer coming in. Thank you, Farmer. Love the flags. Thank you, my friend. Have a good one. Taking care of the chickens. And we had Deplorable here coming in from Bradford, Pennsylvania. And I think who came in after? I think it was Captain Rehab after that. Yeah, Captain. Going down the list. A lot of conversation between Deplorable and Farmer there. And Captain Rehab. Thank you, Captain Rehab, coming in from the city of brotherly love. Thank you. You have a safe Monday as we start a new week, working towards the weekend. And then we had Liberty coming up, bringing it up at the end here. Thank you, Liberty, coming in from the Buffalo, Niagara area. The best to your better half there. Your other half, I should say, not your better half, right? I'm the other half of the missus. I'm not the better half. She's the better half. I'm just the one that hangs out for whatever. But anyway, thank you for being here. And Liberty says, have a great day, everyone. Be safe and stay warm. Exactly. Thank you, Liberty. And I want to say thank you for the folks that were watching that weren't in the, they're just here. We're ending with, we got 4 people still on Rumble, 1 person on Locals, 1 person on YouTube, and 2 people on Twitch. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. And thank you very much. And also the people that are listening on Spotify for creators, Spotify, at Fireman Rich on Spotify, at Fireman Rich on Spotify. We repurpose the audio and we place it over on Spotify. And we'll be doing that shortly after we get off of here at the live stream. And Deplorable saying, have a great one, everyone. You too, Deplorable. Thank you very much for being here. I love the support. Thank you very much. And love the flags. God bless America. Yes. God bless America. And let the flags wave high, as high as I say. And also those people that are watching on the replay, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Fireman Rich here on the Fireman Rich broadcast on Rumble, at Fireman Rich over there on Twitch, at Richard M. Roberts on YouTube, and Fireman Rich on Locals. Just Google Fireman Rich and you'll see where else I'm at on these fine social media platforms. So other than that, you all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble. We'll be seeing you again Wednesday for the Wednesday morning coffee. And then tomorrow we'll be doing the Tauga radio show, which will be posted on all the social media feeds. So you'll see that there and stuff like that. So other than that, you all have a great one wherever you may be. Again, thank you very much. I applaud you all for being here. It really means a lot. And especially after taking 3 days off and going into the week, actually 5 days off, I guess, for doing a morning coffee. And I do appreciate it. And it means a lot. So you all have a great one today as we start a new week, working towards the weekend. Have a great Monday. You all live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. And thank you again. God bless America.